So when we first started thinking about asset management in general, we'd built a pretty decent GIS system, and we had an idea that the GIS would be able to help us manage these assets, but we really didn't have an idea how we were really going to go about doing that. So the utilities, water, storm, and sanitary for us, another department, which may be forestry, solid waste, we all did it a different way. It tends to be, tend to be very cumbersome, to communicate between departments. Passing information was, took time. If people had questions, you had to dig through a lot of piles of paper. So that really spurred on the idea that we need to find a different way to manage some of this stuff, essentially be more efficient and more effective in how we manage our assets. And the idea of coupling our assets, which were in GIS, with a software package like Cityworks, turned out to be a very attractive option for us. Back when the internet didn't exist, everybody didn't have a computer, paper and pencil was okay, because that's kind of what each customer expects. You call up and you kind of understood that whoever you were calling kind of probably had to sort through a bunch of junk to get the information that you were asking for. But as technology progresses, expectations progress also, and so we needed to be more proactive as how are we going to respond to people when they call up and ask us information.
Using the web is a great process. It allows the citizens to communicate with us even after hours. We'll come in, we'll check the web request to see whatever the needs are. If it's something that we can handle, we'll go ahead and take care of it. For instance, if it was a missed trash pickup, we'll go ahead and forward that request, call it out. If it's something else for another unit, we'll go ahead and submit CRS forwarded is what we call to the appropriate area.
One of the things we use Cityworks for is for our sidewalk repair program. We had a 5-year rotation around the city, and in the first year we used a paper system, and we found that it was pretty cumbersome for us. We couldn't get an accurate survey of all of the sidewalks in town. So in our second year, we started using Cityworks, and one of the huge advantages for us is we now have an inspection on every property, even properties that don't have a violation, so we know we have not missed any addresses. It also has given us a really good way to respond to homeowners. As our crews are going and they're marking all of the faults, they are taking pictures of every location that has a fault, and those photos are attached to our Cityworks work order so that we can see in the office what the faults were. And if a homeowner calls, rather than being 2, maybe 3 weeks out before we got paperwork entered into a system, we have everything entered the same day the actual inspection was done, and within another day we've got all of our photos attached, so anybody who answers the phone can go to that property and they can pull up the record and see what they were notified for and what their deadline for repair will be.
Our future plans for Cityworks are really to continue the expansion that we're following over the last couple of years, into the various areas within public services. It's amazing. I find, it's like every other day I find that we do something else that I didn't know we did that, Cityworks can really help us do.